Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith. Today I'm going to be doing a lovely white bean soup. So I have a bowl of white beans, that is 1 cup of dried navy beans that I have soaked overnight. As you can see, they have expanded considerably. I have a smoked ham hock, just a small one, some celery, onion, bay leaf, and we're going to be using some seasonings. We'll figure that out when we get there, but so far, pepper. We probably won't be needing much salt, but it's there if we need it. So first thing we have to do is make a broth with our ham hock, and then cool that so we can shred the meat off it. And before we put our soup together, we have to boil our beans for 1 hour. It will help soften them. It will also remove some of the substance that gives you gas, because who wants gas? I love beans, but I don't like their effect at times. So, unless you have a good supply of Beano, boil your beans. Let's get started with our broth. To make our broth, I just have the ham hock in a pot. We're going to add a large bay leaf and some black peppercorns. I don't know. I don't count them. That's maybe a 1/4 teaspoon worth. Give me a second, I'll tell you how big that ham hock is. So we have a 440 gram ham hock. We added some peppercorn, a bay leaf, you see it floating down there, and 1.5 liters of water. This is going to be our base for the soup. So we're just going to put the lid on and bring it to a boil and let it simmer for a couple of hours probably. Our ham hock has been simmering for an hour, so now we're going to start our beans boiling. So you don't want to boil them in the water you soaked them in, so we're going to strain this off. And we're going to put our beans into the pot. Then we're going to add enough water to cover. We want about an extra inch of water, or a little more, because we are going to boil them for a while. So we're going to cover them, put them on the stove, and bring them to a boil, and let them boil for 1 hour. Our ham hock has been simmering for 1.25 hours now, so we are going to take it out. Just going to pull the ham hock out and put it in a bowl and allow it to cool. When you catch, there it is, the bay leaf, get that out. And we still have the peppercorns in there. They aren't an issue, they can stay. If you really want them out, you can strain the broth. So now we're going to let this cool a bit. Our beans are still simmering away. And we're going to start a frying pan. So we want the pan on a low medium. And we'll get that warmed up. And we'll start with our onion, celery, and garlic. Our beans have been simmering for 1 hour. So now we're going to take them off and drain them. Again, we don't want to use the water they cooked in to make our soup, because the reason we boiled them, to remove the substance that gives you gas. So let's drain these off, and I'll be right back. Now we have to start on our vegetables. Our pan should be warm by now. We're going to add a good amount of oil. You could use olive oil. I'm just using avocado oil today. Well, it's about 2 tablespoons. We're going to add in our onion. I did use a red onion today. You could use white or yellow or whatever you happen to have. And our celery. And you want the celery chopped fairly finely. Same with the onion. Just got a good mix around. We're just going to wait till those soften up and then we'll add our garlic. I apologize for that last segment. I forgot to turn the light on. It's only been a couple of minutes because red onions don't take as long to cook as yellow or white onions do. Now we're going to add our garlic. And this only takes a few seconds just to get aromatic. So while that is doing its thing, we're going to turn the heat off. The residual heat will cook the garlic far enough anyways. We don't want it super cooked. And we're going to cut up our ham hock. So now we'll reheat our broth. We're going to add our partially cooked beans to it. And our sauteed vegetables. Now, one option you could do, if you want, was add some finely diced carrot. Not something I ever do, but it is an option. It's not that I don't do it because it's not good, I just don't do it because I never think of it. So get the lid back on that and bring it up to a simmer. Anything involving dried beans does take some time to cook, so be patient. Start it early. And as always, check for seasoning, but give it time to cool before you taste. You don't want to burn your mouth. That could definitely do with some salt. And I think we're going to put in some pepper too. I don't like a lot of pepper in my food, but a certain amount is good. So let me get a couple of beans here while I get a taste so I can see how they're doing in the cooking process here. Okay, the beans are nearly soft enough. Definitely enough salt in it now. Don't think I want to add any more pepper. What we are going to add at this point is a sprinkle of dried oregano. And like literally with just, oh, smells so good. If you have branches of oregano that you have dried, yes, just scooch them in. Let's give it another check here. Oh, I want to get a couple more beans. Just Doing well. I'm going to cover it back up, let it cook for another 20 minutes or so, and then we have another step before we get to serve it. Since we put it together, it has been simmering for another hour or so, possibly an hour and a half. I kind of lost track. The longer it simmers, that's okay. If it simmers longer than an hour, that's good. But check your beans, because you don't want to do this before they are soft. And you don't want to do it while your soup is super hot. So we're going to turn the burner off. We're going to move it off the hot burner and let it cool a bit. And then we'll be back with the next step. Now that we've let our soup cool for about half an hour, I mean it's still hot, we are going to do a quick little blend with the immersion blender. We are not trying to make it all creamy, we just want to mash some of the beans. There we go. Let's have a little stir there. We do still have beans visible and vegetables visible. So let's have a little taste how we're doing here. That is lovely. Does need something. Let's see. What do we think it needs? It has enough pepper, it has enough salt, it has enough oregano. Now that's a conundrum. What does the soup need? Of course, you know what the soup needs? It needs the ham hock. So we have our chopped pieces of ham hock. We've removed the skin and the fat and the bones. We'll just put the meat in there. There we go. If you want, you can reheat it, but mine is still hot, so it is ready to be served. That is a most luscious white bean soup. It does take some time to prepare, but it is well worth it. It is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like. Please try the recipe. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you would like to see me cook. If you have any recipes that you're not sure of and you want some advice, put it in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with a new video.